If your nib's too slow and your ink won't flow, here's one of the places that you can go. Larry is here to help you through with Mr. Announcer and Cubby too. It's Larry's Fountain Pen Reviews.
Greeting, folks. Welcome to Larry's Fountain Pen Review. I'm Larry, and I'll be talking about this pen right here. And what I want to say, first of all, is that being a pen reviewer, I think it's the person who's doing the pen reviews to be honest about every pen that they review, no matter if somebody gives it to them or if they buy it from a friend, etc. It's really important that all my viewers gets the best I can do to give them the information that I know about the pen, and a very important part is about how is the heart of the pen, the nib. That is a major thing for me, at least anyway. So here's a pen that Frank from Federalist Pens sent me and gave me, and I will do a honest review about what I like about the pen and what I don't much care for. Now remember, we all are different with our likes and dislikes, and we all have our opinions about pens. Some may agree, some may not agree. Be civil, constructive with your comments, but leave your thoughts below about this pen. First of all, you can find this pen on, like I just said, Federalist Pens. And I believe you can get this pen for $19.99 with a converter. I've checked other sites and I have found same pen, no converter, for $15.50, or with a converter for like 21 bucks. So if this kind of pen appeals to you, you might want to check out Frank at Federalist Pens, because you can save a few bucks. And name of the pen is J Herbin. It's a compact pen, and the nib is a steel medium nib, and that's the only nib available for this pen. The body, as you see it there, is plastic with a snap-on cap. And let's take it out of the little tube here so you can get a better look at it. And it does have a metal clip, and we'll just take the tag off. It does says fountain pen, M for medium. And it has a converter, like I said, in the pen, and I've already inked it up. And it uses a standard international cartridge. So the dimensions of the pen, it's going to be, as you see it here, length capped, it's going to be 4.4 inches. Posted, it's going to be 5.9 inches. And the overall weight when the pen is empty, no ink, is 10 G's. Also, the pen, that said, can be used as an eyedropper with modifications. So what is modifications that they're speaking of? You need to use some silicone grease and an O-ring, which I am notorious not to use an O-ring. One day I will. Put your O-ring down in here, and then you put your silicone grease over there, and then you put your ink in it, and you're good to go. And it does have the name of the pen right here on the cap. So it's a transparent body, as you will see here, and it shows the ink color, as well as the level of ink that you have left in your pen. And it's easy to track because being a clear material, you can just see the ink slushing back and forth, and you can see the level of ink that you have in the pen. So that's pretty cool, I think, and that's what makes eyedroppers, and people go crazy bananas over that. So it's easy to tuck in your pocket, as you see there. So go to my shirt pocket, no problem. Purse, bag. So the thing is, this isn't a big pen. So I have small hands. So pull off cap. Without posting, I can promptly write for a bit. So what can I write? Well, what have I written with this pen? Let's say that much. I've wrote with the pen, just like it sits, some letters, notes that I need to do some things on whatever day, and grocery list. So when you post the pen, then it becomes a regular, normal size, I'd say, fountain pen. And now it fits nicely in the hand. It's got a nice feel to it. Mr. Announcer, how does that feel? You have large hands. Yay or nay? Nah. I know people with large hands, they have complained about that.
Yeah, it's a little shorter than I'd like it. It's not real heavy either. I prefer a little bit of more weight.
So let's try with the cap on. This is not a heavy pen, no.
That's much better. I think I could use this, yes.
And he has large hands, so let me show you his hand compared to mine. He's got gorilla hands there. Ta-da! Gorilla hands!
Ooga.
Ooga, 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 looka, lo. Oh, I'm starting my spastic thing. I'm so sorry. No, I'm not. No. Okay. So, back to the pen. A little after there. Some of you, not all of you, will find this pen, like I mentioned, the price, at a higher price when you start looking for it with a converter. You can check Federalist Pens and see what his price is versus what other prices is with the converter. Also, without the converter, you can do the same thing. And that's what I do, compare the prices. Now, this pen doesn't come in a box. It doesn't come with a converter. And it doesn't come with any ink cartridges. That's interesting. But again, it will use a converter, and it probably will use a standard international converter, or just a converter you have laying around the house. You can just check those out. Even try a Jin Hao converter. A lot of times they may work, or international cartridges, or you can go to Federalist Pens and you can get some of the J Herbin cartridges that he has on his site that I think are well priced. So the ink that I'm going to be using today is some beautiful ink, and it's called
J Herbin Kayanat du Nepal.
And it's 1798. But what I want to do first of all, before I get to writing, because this ink is so lovely, it really is. Just a beautiful color. It's got the sparkles on the bottom, and I don't shake the ink. I don't want to get all that bubble stuff in there. I just kind of turn it upside down so I can get all that beautiful glitter, as you can see, going down. Get it mixed up in the ink. Beautiful ink. And it's slowly going down. Now, you don't have to do it like I do it. You can do it whatever way suits your fancy. But this is the way I learned how to do it. And that's good enough, because I just want to give you a little flavor here. We're going to the ice cream store, which is the ink store right here. Look at that beautiful ink. And you can see the glitter in that ink. I don't know, can you see it there or not? Let me hold some light up to it. I'm going to have to give me a flashlight. Can you see it with that or not?
A little bit, yeah.
Tell me when you can see it better.
You can see it flashing a bit, yeah.
But it really is some pretty ink. So, we're going to do a writing test with this pen. And I need to do a pen comparison as well. Now just let me get a few pens here, and we'll be on our way. There we go. Now, here's the Pilot Para. And so, that's a small pocket pen, lightweight. People love the pen. And we'll post that. And we'll post the other pen, J Herbin, right there, longer. And let's go ahead and post the Pilot Metropolitan. And they are about, I would say, the same length and cap. They're going to be about the same. The only difference with the Metropolitan, you have, it's metal, it's heavier. And they're about 20 bucks some places. Some places you can find them maybe 19. You just have to do some shopping for that. Now, here's a notebook that I bought from Frank at Federalist Pens that I really enjoyed. Is the Endless Notebook. It has the Tommy Rowe paper in it. That's my favorite paper. A little bit thicker, but I still really like it. It's nice paper. So let's get to writing with the pen and see what you think of it. But before I do that, let's take a trip up the cap. And it's got like a, I would think that's a little, maybe a plastic kind of dome shape on the top there. And the clip is metal. And it hooks on to this top of the cap. And as you can see, the cap is all one piece. It goes into it and it hooks right down in the cap there. And you go down the barrel, it kind of tapers down to the end, and it's easy to post your cap. So, now what I was saying about an eyedropper. After further examining the pen, you will not be able to do that with this pen, so do not attempt to eyedrop this pen. Why is that? Because as I look down the end of the barrel, you'll see 3 little slots in there, hole type things. So the ink will come out and you'll be like, Larry said it was okay and I did it and look what it did. So don't do an eyedropper. Now you can glue that up with some glue, I'm thinking, and it may hold it. So let's pull off the barrel. And there's not really a step off the pen. The pen almost goes right into the grip section. It has a nice grip section, which is also a plastic clear grip section. And you can see the feed in part of the nib in the ink in there. And the nib is iridium point. It's got a little scrolls on the decorations on the nib itself. There's the feed. A simple fountain pen, nothing fancy, nothing elaborate, but everything so far seems to be working just fine. And I'll post it and let's do some writing with it. Alright. It's the J Herbin. Hello, JJ. Okay. Now look at this ink. Here we go. We'll do some swirls right here, and we'll do some wet test right here. Nice. The nib is smooth and wet. And this is a medium nib. Okay. Reverse writing. And you can get a fine line on that. And no problems with the reverse writing. Let's check the nib on the downstroke. Now the cross stroke. And we'll do it with some pressure. And you're not going to get any different kind of line variations. So, and that's as far as I am going to push it. Some fast writing. Very nice writer. Very nice writer. All right. So, what are my thoughts? Overall thoughts. Is this pen actually worth $19.99 right now over at Federalist Pens? I think so. Did it live up to my expectations? Yes, it did. Novagen is not a flashy pen. It's not a heavy pen. It's not a big pen. But when you post a pen, it becomes a regular sized pen that will be comfortable in your hands. I have checked some reviews on this pen, and some of them have been negative. That the pen was dry, that the nib was scratchy, and not in this case. I think a lot of that has to do with the quality control. So, let me say this. When you buy a pen from any seller, when they're selling you a pen, I don't care if it's from Federalist Pens or Pen Chalet or Fountain Pen Revolution or Birmingham Pens, etc. If a pen cracks or something happens to the pen, it's not the dealer's fault to sold you the pen. Sometimes folks blame the dealer for a faulty pen. Well, they don't know if the pen's faulty or not. And there could be nothing wrong with the pen, and later it could develop a problem. So you can always call your dealer that you bought your pen from and let them know, hey, I just got this pen a week ago or a month ago or 2 months ago, and then it has a crack in the barrel. So it depends how the individual treats their pens. That dealer will do all he or she can to resolve any issues that you have with the pen. And that's an important factor. And that's where Frank at Federalist Pen comes in. He's an honest guy. You got to be in the business. He wants to take care of his customers to make sure that they're 1,000% satisfied. Without customers, you don't survive, right? He gives his full attention to the customers and makes sure that they're satisfied completely with his service. I'm not just saying this because he sent the pen. I'm saying it because that's the truth. That's how Frank operates. Clean, smooth, great service. So back to the pen. Would I buy a pen like this? Yeah, I would buy it with the converter in it. Yep. For $19.99? Yeah, I would do that. The only drawback, it's a bummer that they don't make any other size nibs to offer, you know, fine or broad. I'd like to see that one day for Herbin to come out with a fine or a broad nib. That would be interesting. Who knows, maybe one day they will. So this is my review on this pen. I hope you found it interesting, and I hope this helped you on your journey for fountain pens. Last thing I want to ask from you. Would you buy this pen with a converter at that price, $19.99? Be civil, be honest. I'm saying I would. Leave your comments below and just say yes or no, and that's all there is to it. I just like to see what your thoughts are, because it's all about you that's important. Folks, that's going to wrap me up today on this pen. It has been an interesting fountain pen. To be honest with you, I was kind of like hesitant. I said, oh, is this pen going to even write? You know, but it does. Cool job. Cool pen. Cool price. Folks, thank you for joining me on Larry's Fountain Pen Review today. I hope you have a great day today. Doing constructive things, bonding with your pens, with your inks, doing some journaling, doing some letter writing. Wash them hands, stay at the distance, be safe. And as always, don't text and drive. Bye-bye.